Hi everyone, it's Kasia from Tarot Map. This video is going to be about my 30 days with Mary or walking with Mary. This is organized by the French Madonna and I'm going to link all the information below. And I just wanted to have a chat to tell you about my experience with it. And I want to do it because I think for me it was so beneficial that I want to share with you because you can do it probably at your own pace. I know that people are joining in and doing, their own practice and they behind when, we have a common group, which I think it's also very valuable because there is this beautiful energy of everybody participating and usually the group thing is stronger. So I sometimes, feel carried by the energy of and practice of other people, but nevertheless you can do it in your own pace, on your own, and I'm sure you're going to get a lot of benefits from it. So all the information is going to be posted in the box below, which you can go and check, and this video is about my personal experience. So I'm going to also share with you the I'm sorry Mother Mary Oracle, which I received yesterday, and it's, perfect crowning for this practice. So I'm in the week 3, so one more week left, and like the end of this week and one more week left of the practice. And yeah, it has been very enlightening, and I have realized how much I actually missed praying. So just for those who don't know me, I was raised Catholic, but right now I don't belong to any religion, and this practice with Mary is done beyond religious constraints. It's connecting to the Great Mother archetype, to the Goddess archetype, to the Sacred Woman archetype, to Mother archetype, and it really does wondrous things. It's very healing. It's been very healing for me, and very enlightening and very softening. So definitely it has opened me creatively a lot. And to start with, I want to show you my dream map that I have created. I shared it on Instagram. You can join my feed if you haven't subscribed to me on Instagram, because if you have, you probably seen it. But end of December last year, so weeks before I even found out about Mary, because it wasn't something in my conscious mind. I mean, maybe it was, but I didn't know consciously about it. um, I've done this dream board, and can you see this Mother Mary of Guadalupe? I just put her like in the middle with other, with the bee and other images of the goddess, but she ended up there, and the DNA strand looks like rosary or, mala or beads. And I, forgot about it because it somehow wasn't done really consciously when I was thinking, oh yes, I'm going to connect with Mary. No, I never thought like this. And actually I was kind of a little bit maybe anti-Catholic biased, like, no, this is not for me. I tried it, I've done it for 18 years, and that's not for me. But so that's interesting that this ended up on my dream board, and weeks later I found from Namkwa, from Asha, about this challenge. It's not even a challenge, it's like 30 days of practice with Mother Mary. And because Joanna shared it, and she's such a kind of pagan girl like myself, I thought like, what? So I checked her out. I'm going to link her video below as well. You can look at her experiences. She's sharing them regularly. So when I pulled out this dream board yesterday and saw this image, I was totally surprised. I was like, oh my God. I like kind of was already knowing. I felt like a dog, when a dog always knows beforehand that, somebody's coming. That's how I felt when I saw this image on my dream board. I just pulled it out for some reason. I wanted to look at what images I used, because I'm doing the collage now as well. So it was really interesting to see that Mary of Guadalupe and the bee as well. And so yeah, that was the first kind of like, wow. So this practice of for 30 weeks, I have experienced so many amazing synchronicities. So for example, I walk into the library in my town, and they have like a little shop downstairs, and I see this book, and it's called Madonna. So I was already, I think that was the week 2 that I was doing the practice. So I thought, wow, that's awesome. This is the Black Mary of Częstochowa, which is a very like world famous sanctuary of Black Madonna in Poland, to which I actually walked for 2 weeks by foot when I was 15. So Mary was kind of present in my life, and I mentioned this in the previous video, for a long time now, you know. And it's really interesting how I feel how this practice just like closes a circle that I started with her from birth on, and takes it to another level, and brings healing, and brings forgiveness, and brings compassion, and brings this sense of support, and also this sense of surrender, you know, that it's so beautiful. And I decided that I really missed that praying, that I couldn't really pray much. I don't know. It's interesting. So this book, I wanted to just share with you how beautiful it is. It's by Zbigniew Jóźwik. And first of all, in the first half, he's sharing his liner cuts, and his friend or himself, they wrote poems to each of the images. So these are his own personal images of Mother Mary, so like, you know, impressions of Mother Mary, and he did it all in the lino cut. So he, you know, in Polish we call it linoryty. So I'm just going to show you a few, and this book is very beautiful. So this is his impressions, and then the second half is called Znane wizerunki Matki Bożej, and this is the famous images of Mother Mary, especially from the eastern side, eastern Poland, but not only, but Marys that are famous. This is the Częstochowa one, the Black Madonna, the Queen of Poland. So you have an information about what image that is on this side, and his beautiful artwork on the other, and it's really gorgeous. So there's the Mother Mary with swords from Krakow, and there's so many different ones even I didn't know about, so it's really beautiful. So anyway, so this is the book. So I'm getting the book, you know, it's week 2, and now it's week 3. And my friend, she saw that I posted something online, and she says, "Hey Kasia, I saw you had the book Madonna by Zbigniew Jóźwik, and he is doing a lecture on Madonna in our library." So I'm like, oh, cool. So I went. It was, I think, 2 days ago, and he was such an amazing man, you know, an older man right now, but he was teaching at university for 40 years. So he's, I think, a doctor or a professor. And I asked him for autographs, so he just wrote me an autograph so I can, you know, attach it to my book. And also he brought some of his liner cuts work, and I purchased this one. It's Mother Mary of Żywiecka land, because this is where my father comes from, and I don't really know much of my father's family, but I'm kind of, you know, my heritage is also from there, even though I don't really know much about it. So what I loved about it, it's the flower in her heart. Also, you know, it's like the trees growing out, like the flames look like the trees, and and I love that the Jesus is like teaching her so she could be Mary Magdalene, and he's got a book, and it's like a discourse of that holy child, of that holy consciousness, of this purity with mother archetype. So I love this one, so I got it. I'm going to frame it. But yeah, it was, so that was one of those amazing synchronicities that happened. And I also, because of the inspiration that Etienne has put out there. She is just amazing, and I'm really hoping I'm going to record an interview with her as well. If I can take a minute here and invite you to check my channel around the 2nd of February or the 3rd of February. On the 2nd of February on Imbolc, I'm meeting with Jessica, the creatrix of the Story Medicine Tarot, and we decided not to do the interview live. I'm going to record it and then upload it for you, just because, and I found it true, we thought we just want to have an intimate catch up and then everybody to join in, because where the chat goes off and it just splits the attention span of mine, at least. And I thought this is going to be maybe more productive for two of us having an interview, but also for you guys, when you don't have to listen to this interrupted kind of flow of conversation. So I hope you will be okay with that. But Etienne, going back to Etienne and 30 Days with Mary, she posted some of her rosaries, and I just fell in love with them. But I decided on the way that I'm not a big fan of the cross that Catholic Church is kind of bombarding us with. So I did keep cross on a few of my rosaries. So this one I received from my mother. So, they're very special rosaries. This is Baltic Amber, and it's just this little tenor. So I hold it dearly. And this one I remember purchasing kind of for fun, because I thought, oh, cool colors, but also because this place was quite special. It's from Medjugorje in Bosnia, and we went there with my husband 2 years or 3 years ago, and it's made from the stones. And Mother Mary appeared there apparently on the mountain. We walked that mountain, and then when we were coming down, it was pouring down with rain, and it was quite dangerous because the stones were really slippery, so we were wet like crazy. It was actually quite funny. I felt like it was a great cleansing. But anyway, so this because it's so lovely done, and so I just kept this rosary as it is, and this was my first week rosary. It introduced me to the practice, and then the second week, the Sacred Heart of Mary. Then I got this rosary with the, it's plastic, so, but it's cute. It's red. It was the fire week. It has some pearls also, and I loved especially that it had the little dove. And I took the cross off, and I just attached figure like a medallion of Mother Mary that I got from my mom. And then I just purchased 3 rosaries because I kind of wanted to. So this one was very cheap, it's glows in the dark, and the beads are made from kind of the roses, the rose flowers. This Mother Mary is gorgeous with the stars, and then I just took little hand from Fatima's hand, and I attached it to this one, and I think I'm going to wear some of them also, not just as jewelry, but spiritual jewelry. And then I have this wooden one which feels so good and is so soft. So I had this ball that makes sound, so I just attached this one to this. And my third rosary is this frosted agate. I thought for throat chakra, it's so beautiful. So I have sanctified them all on Etienne scents, and this one has a little bee added. So when I added the bee, it was really cool, because then again, when I looked at the dream board, there was this bee. So yeah, I was just that's so cool. And this is my Sophia rosary. So this is true pearls. I got one of the it's just, I didn't want to get too much plastic, but the one with the roses felt just so funny. And then I received once in Germany this tiny little golden cross with pearls, so I added it too, but it's very small, unassuming, and I have such good memories with this. And this is Mother Mary from Fatima. So all the rosaries have been prayed on, and you can invent your own prayers. You don't have to, if you have kind of strange reaction to praying. I found, for example, which is also funny because I just spoke with somebody on Instagram, that they translated the English prayers into their own language. It feels good for them, and I noticed that I prefer not to pray in Polish. Somehow it just connects me too much to the church, and actually my opinion on Catholic Church hasn't changed. So I have totally open and healed, I think, that resentment maybe, or kind of sense of threats of negativity that I had, which is lovely. And that also happened with my father. I feel like Mary was a healing gift because my father is very Catholic, and I kind of didn't feel connected to him, and I couldn't often speak to him about anything really. And suddenly Mary became the thread of, it's a common nominator, and we can suddenly discuss things and have a laugh and talk about books and rosaries and stuff. So I felt like, oh my God, this is so healing and so simple. I don't have to tell him exactly how I view Mary. I don't have to explain everything to him and enlighten him. He's already in his 80s, so nothing is going to change. Like I just felt like, oh my God, he's happy. That's good. So that's lovely. Also, I went secondhand and I found these earrings, which is also like Sacred Heart of Mary. And they were like few zloty, so not even $1, but I thought, oh, I'm just going to put them in. What do you think? Whoops. Yeah. So, what else creatively has sparked me during this? So, I have kind of dried the flowers that I put on my altar every week, and also just taking care of the altar, like making it all a ritual. That renewed me, that gave me this really. And the second week of the Sacred Heart meditation and Sacred Heart Diksha was just so beautiful and empowering. I have, all the kind of whatever was, this is my kind of diary, but whatever was happening, I was writing down, this Mary kind of experience. So sometimes I had some, like visions during meditations. I wrote down all the prayers. There is this beautiful vision that I got, like when Mary was kind of turning into Nuit, and there was this black womb of creation when, people were going in for healing and for space and for, so like this cloak of Mary, and then this Sacred Heart of Mary, this one of my favorite meditations. And I wanted to share maybe one of the prayers with you, and especially that middle and end part that's so amazing. So one says, "Hail, Queen of Heaven, hail, Lady of the Angels, salutation to thee, root and portal. Hence the light of the world has arisen. Hail Mary, Ave Maria. The holy is within. Within is everywhere. Within is all. Hail Mary, Ave Maria. In the mysteries of the Mother, all the opposites are joined. Hail Mary, Ave Maria. The holy is within. Within is everywhere. Within is all. In the mystery of the Mother, the opposites are joined." Love, love, love. So, what else? So yes, I was drying the flowers. So this was the rose from the first week. Then I have all these beautiful yellow roses that I dried from the second week. In the meantime, I was walking and I found this dove, like a pigeon, but I thought like Mary's dove, the white dove. But it was dried with all the bones, like spinal bones and skull. Everything was already eaten up by nature, so it was just pure clean bones. So I took that like urban witch, walking with the bones in my hand. And now I'm drying, all these pink roses that I had this week. I still have a few left, but I cut the rest off and I'm drying these ones. And so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them, but yeah, we'll see. And then I have this, I started working on, I found two feathers from a butterfly, so I just want to attach them somehow. But yeah, they're gorgeous. But I started working also on this collage. So I found these images a while ago. So I painted that Mary. It looked like, yoni. It looked like clitoris, basically. So I painted her over it with the moon. And there's this cooperation of souls, and this gentleness of the deer and the woodpecker, your own cycles, and voicing your divinity, and like just being inspired. And that's what this practice really made me feel. So I'm hoping that I can encourage you to try it out for yourself and see how you can go with it. Decks that I used mostly was this Golden Tarot by Cat Black. Great deck for this work, really, like I was so in love with this deck. I also used the Dark Goddess Tarot by Ellen Lorenzi Prince, and I used the deck that I have a walkthrough of, the Guardian Angel Oracle by Chrissy Astel, and I actually love this oracle. You can check it out on my channel. Another two decks that often called me was El Goliath, but also the Moonchild Tarot and Lioness Oracle Tarot, because it has so many roses. So one more thing. I also felt inspired to use, because Hetien sent us some essential oil mixes and stuff. So I have two spray. So one is with more like eucalyptus and rose and kind of lemon, more cleansing, and this one is more Sophia, so it's more with frankincense and rose and sandalwood, and yeah, it's just so nice to. So I'm spraying some for you, some blessings. And yesterday, because I saw everybody in our kind of little Mary Walking with Mary group has this oracle and was using this oracle. It's by Alana Fairchild and Blue Angel Publishing. This Mother Mary Oracle is a 44 cards and guidebook. I'm pretty sure most of you know this deck by now. Artwork is done by Sheila Sophia McLeod, and the text and the deck idea came from Alana Fairchild. So it comes with the typical Alana Fairchild book with quite a lot of information for each of the cards. And the deck the backs are gorgeous with the roses. And I'm just going to show you, the cards so you can take a look. I might trim it and I will share with you my favorite. So I love this one, Our Lady of Holy Fire. They're all beautiful, but we all have favorites. I love Our Lady of Love. In general, I think the Sacred Heart meditation and also the Blue Cloak meditation and the Sacred Heart Diksha, it was just so amazing. Lady of Charity. It's like this protectress of the seamen. That's gorgeous too. Our Lady who sends the angels. So it's very uplifting, obviously, and very beautiful, becoming, quiet blossoming. So it's very specifically geared towards work like this, and because Hetien has also created this Mother Mary Tarot, which I'm going to show you as soon as it arrives here, and as I said, maybe invite Hetien to also talk to us about her work. So I will try to organize an interview with her very soon, and so that we can ask her questions. If you have any questions to her, please comment below, or just tell me if you would be interested in an interview with her, and I'm going to try and get her, and we probably also record the interview rather than have it live, but then each of you can watch it at their own pace and in their own time. That's so gorgeous, Our Lady of Truth. That's Queen of Swords, isn't it? And the Sisterhood of the Rose, Sacred Sisterhood, gorgeous. So I'm learning also so much about, all the aspects of Mary, that Mary is not like Jesus. Like Mary has so many faces. Mary, everybody can have their own Mary, you can choose how you want your lady to look like. She can be very personal and very beyond any kind of limits and beyond any borders. How amazing is this one? Dark Mysteries. Oh, this one also cool. Growth Assured. Our Lady who gives peace. So some people have trimmed this oracle, like all the side borders. I might do it too. I think Joanna at Mnomkwa, she trimmed it. I love her. I pulled her yesterday. It was so cool. Very confirming too. my questions. You know, I always talk to tarot and to oracles. I have personal questions and I just pull cards constantly and just try to figure out what my own answer is with the question and with the image, you know. But it's a great way to practice reading cards. Oh, that's so beautiful too. They all gorgeous, really gorgeous. So I'm happy to get this deck now. I have purchased this deck for two of my friends. One went to Australia. That's also wonderful. And this one, wow. Check the colors. Stunning. And one I purchased for my friend here in Lublin. She also had some synchronicities with Mary. And when we talked, we're like, oh my God, that's like interesting. So this is the Mother Mary Oracle. And this is, I think, everything I wanted to talk to you about. I showed you everything I had. These are the bones that I found. Maybe I'll just show you if... So this is the... It was so funny because this is the skull of the dove pigeon, and it had, you know, the kind of his spine attached to it. And here the spine creates nearly like a rosary. So all these bones, I can use them maybe in my wands. There is a batch of wands that is going kind of through this process with Mary as well. So I'm going to hopefully, I pushed my workload of readings for now. I have 2 more left, and then I hopefully can make some wands. I kind of excited now to make wands. And yeah, that's it, what I wanted to share. So check all the information which I will attach below, and I hope you feel inspired, because I'm totally inspired and feel like healed from the inside, and this kind of sacred chamber of the heart that, you know, very wise, beyond time feel of expansion. I feel it. So I'm giving it to you as well, and you know, you do have to do your own work, but I hope you are going to pick it up at some point and enjoy it. And thank you to Hatienne so much, because without her it would have probably never happened. So if you want to check out her blog and her work, please do. And thank you, and I speak to you soon. Bye.